Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We have our podcast here that you have all been waiting for. Right now, I'm here with Austin. He actually is completely clothesless. Tell me more about this right now in your journey.
It's great. It's honestly like the way my scrotum feels against the leather chair, just wonderful,
and
magical.
You're about 8 months into this adventure of not wearing clothes at all. Tell me more. How is picking up kids?
Picking up kids, they love it.
Now you're not even a parent, so when I say picking up a kids, what do we mean by this?
Like we're going straight to the park.
All right, so let's go ahead and off of that, we're gonna cue the intro music, guys.
Hit it from the back and drive you wild. Girl, I lose myself up in those eyes. I just had to let you know you're mine.
Alright, thank you for that song. That was Mine by Bozzy. If you like it, go ahead and check it out. Link in the description. And let's go ahead and get started with this podcast. Good start.
Going down the slide.
The intro music kicks off.
Scrotum sweat flying down the slide too.
Alright, guys. So thank you for tuning in today. Now, I got an actually pretty interesting topic that I want to talk to you about, and I'm a pretty, controversial person. I like debates, I like all that, but conspiracy theories are kind of my thing, right? Now, we've actually talking about this subject, and I heard it on another podcast. You guys might know them, Ear Biscuits, Rhett and Link, awesome people, go check out their stuff, but they were talking about this, how life could actually be a simulation. Right?
I've heard about that.
All right,
before.
so now this is where it gets kind of crazy. We'll talk about life being a simulation, but this is where they were taking it another step that I thought was insane, but it made sense. And you like this person, so Ed Sheeran, you know
twin.
him. You're like, yes,
twin.
your ginger brother, like this.
Exactly.
But think about Ed Sheeran. He's a normal guy, right? He's not very good looking, but he's not horrible, right?
He's beautiful and he sounds great.
He sounds great, but he's not over the top, you know? Like you could walk into Panera and you wouldn't be surprised if you saw Ed Sheeran there. You'd be like, "Wow, that's crazy," but you wouldn't be like, "Wow, this isn't something Ed Sheeran would do."
Exactly.
But
yeah, you're right. He's kind of homely.
Yeah, but he's so big, he's so famous and stuff, but he's still normal, right? And then you have Beyonce. Like if Beyonce went to Panera or people would freak out. Like it'd be insane. It's not something that you would hear of. Like it's just weird. So you have Ed Sheeran, who's huge. He's an amazing artist. He has all these singles, but he's a normal guy. He's not over the top great looking. His music's not insane. It's not like this guy is doing anything over the top. But he's doing so well in life. So they have an idea that we are all a simulation in Ed Sheeran's mind, that the world is going so perfectly for him that he just happens to be getting all this success and like life is going so well, but he's so normal and it shouldn't happen to him, that we're in his mind. How do you feel about this?
I feel like Ed Sheeran definitely is such a normal person. He's very like homely, very just everyday type of guy.
Homely enough and everyday kind of guy to where like you're willing to live in his mind. Like you're accepting the fact that you are.
I'm okay with
an AI.
That basically means that we're a part of Ed Sheeran. That means Ed Sheeran's skills and abilities, we're a part of that. So in turn, that gives me hope that I have some type of unique skill.
So you're sitting here because you're an idea of Ed Sheeran, you think that you're good. So you're just happy, you're honored to be a part of Ed Sheeran's
Exactly. Like
thought.
if anything, like I'm exactly what you said, honored.
I don't agree with that. Cuz like Ed Sheeran, he's cool and all, but like I feel like everybody kind of has that sense that they're like the center of the world. Cuz we were talking about this, a simulation. So with a simulation, it could be that the parts that I'm around are simulated or only Ed Sheeran. So in this concept, Ed Sheeran's imagining the entire world. Every little bit of the world, this conversation that we're having is created by Ed Sheeran's mind. That's going off of that concept.
But why would Ed Sheeran let us think about this idea? If we're all his AIs, why would he ever
But exactly,
give us,
why would you exactly think of that? I mean, you could keep going back and forth with that thought.
Yeah,
like, why would they let us, but exactly what they would think that we would think that, and when they switch it up, it's just like a process that would never end, and it's just whoever gives up first.
Yeah, but see, I wouldn't give up because why would they?
Yeah, but why would they give up? And then you get into a mix, like, it's just a mess. But
then would the AIs go on forever and ever and ever and ever, and that would be their whole premise of their life.
So there's actually this thought. It's a theory proven. I guess not proven, but like pretty much accepted by most people. That technology will advance itself so much that at some point we will create a mini universe.
That'd be sick. Can I have like a in-home Sims world?
But think about that. Because of that, there's the chance that universe will do the exact same thing, and that universe will.
And so on.
And so what they're saying is the chances of us being in reality, like the first ever universe, are lower than us being a simulation. Because you got to think like, and like it goes with tiny universes, but when they say that, it's more like the chances of us creating a simulation that feels like the real world is closer than we could even imagine. Like think like what is it? Oculus Rift and all that virtual reality. VR. So imagine like you throw somebody in a VR and like they wake up to that. It's on their head, so they might notice, but there's a really good chance they're going to freak out and think they're wherever they're at in that video. If they have no clue. And so if we could find a way to advance like a drug or something to clear their mind and throw them into the simulation world, then they would live this world thinking it's okay. And like the issue is because it would happen in every universe, and there's a chance that technology will get to that point because that's just how humans are. We develop. The universes are just going to keep multiplying. So the chances are so low for us to be
we're a big Sims game, and then from there. We're making other Sims games, so on and so forth. So is the us playing the Sims game, is that actually like the start or like maybe the creator? Because maybe Ed Sheeran, going back to that, is all a part of our Sims game.
You think I don't think. I think we are the Sims game. I think
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But maybe he's in the Sims game with us. Like,
but that's the issue is you can't tell what the original one is because we could technically be the original reality, and later on in the future we'll create. But we never know this because of the fact that we can't go that far back
until we get time travel. Because you're just saying.
But think about that. But I could say if in my lifetime, if time travel was real, I'd come back to this exact moment. And like if I memorize that and I'm gonna write that down right now. I'm gonna write down come back here right now. At this time, it is 1:51 p.m. 1/29/2018. Time travel right now. I would have me teleport right here.
That'd be pretty sick. Honestly.
And it hasn't happened.
Yeah, but see, you don't know if you lose that, if it burns up.
So you're saying that the chances of me actually remembering it and like, that would falsify a lot of. Ignore that I just crumbled up that paper. That would falsify a lot of those reasons though, because a lot of people say that. They're always like, well, I would just time travel now. But I feel like you say that so often that if I gave you the ability to time travel.
I don't think I have ever said that in my life.
Yeah, but people argue that. That's like a huge argument.
Well, those people are dumb.
Well, yeah, no, if you think about it, if you really do get a time travel machine, like, I'm not going to go back to this moment.
No, you go back to a more important moment.
I go to the future. I would choose the future over the past. I already know what happened in the past.
See, I wouldn't go to the past of my life. I'd go to, like, past pre my life.
Like Hitler Youth.
No. Like dinosaurs, and I'd be the dinosaur king.
Oh, or you'd be killed by a T-Rex.
No, because I'd go there with all my future shit, and
you're still gonna get killed by a T-Rex. Like we don't have the guns unless you're bringing like a AC-130. Like,
bro, I'm blow dart tranquilizer. I'm doing some stuff, man.
Yeah, but there's a lot of dinosaurs. I'm just saying, like dinosaur time just isn't the time.
But, something of that nature, like, yeah, I'd probably go back to, like, Hitler and see what he was about. See like
see if he's really like all what he cracked up to be.
Yeah, exactly. See if he really did it.
You know, he's not that bad of a guy.
And see like
he's pretty good at some Call of Duty.
I would see why Italy kept flip flopping sides, why they had a bunch of baby back little babies.
I mean, I'm not gonna get into the political standpoints here of everything. I will say Hitler is a very bad man. But that people can have their opposing views on that. But in my mind, Hitler is a bad man, and I am 100% okay with not visiting this man anytime in my life. I
would visit that. I would visit Mount Rushmore being built. I'd visit
why,
the
dude?
Gold Rush.
It's rock, dude. Like they're just.
Yeah, but that's so.
Wouldn't
cool.
you be so?
What about the pyramids? Would you visit the pyramids?
I wouldn't care.
Bro, how they were built?
I feel like the future's gonna be cooler though. It could have been aliens, but
bro, you know.
But think about that. There's probably gonna be aliens living in the U.S.
Yeah, but then we could go back and see which aliens it was and be like, "Yo, we know about you now. We understand you. We get."
Not really. We'd be like, "Why'd you do that?" They're
why
like,
didn't you
it was
enlighten
just a
us?
prank, dude.
Why didn't?
Like honestly, it could have just been a prank.
What if they did lose a prank?
Yeah, and then you just wasted time travel to go check that out.
Well, then I'm traveling back to the present.
But really think about it. Like, is the pyramid gonna help you in life? That's my view. Is like, how is it gonna further me in my life? You have no idea.
How's the future?
The future? The future might, because I'm gonna at least understand what there is and what there could be, and then if I see that we have all our electricity pushed to this, or like even if I see the world fell apart, I could at least try to pinpoint what caused it, and like.
Yeah, but how would that benefit you if you're gonna?
Because then I can come back and like say something. But if I go to the past and I go back to present time.
But see, what if that's already happened?
What do you mean?
What if there's someone that's traveling back to be like, hey, you know, with all your conspiracy theories and global warming.
So you're saying why would I do it if someone else in the future?
No, but I'm just saying, what if someone what if someone has come back and are one of those people that are saying, oh, global warming or this, that, or the other.
You just don't think they have the public word because
what if?
Well, honestly,
what if you just end up being
if you teleported
wasted your
if I went like 500 years in the future and I saw that let's put this in a better retrospect. If I went 5 years into the future and I saw that we lost to a war against North Korea, and then I came back and I said, hey, we shouldn't fight North Korea. I have no word against it. Like, what do I say? Because
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I'm gonna sound crazy if I say, hey, I went to the future, and unless I could prove
they're gonna put you in a straitjacket in a really soft room and let you go crazy.
Unless I could prove that I have like a time travel machine, and I feel like once I prove that, it's a bigger catastrophe because the government's gonna want it, everybody's gonna want it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So
you think people maybe that's what Area 51 is?
Yeah,
you
but
think
that's what
it might
I'm saying,
be a prison for time travelers?
And aliens? Because of the pyramids, when you would go back in the past and find that out, because you wouldn't be crazy.
Yeah, but I could go to the future when we already found out what Area 51 is. I promise in 5,000 years we'll probably figure it out.
I promise in 5,000 years, me and you are both going to be dead, so we won't know.
Well, not if I time travel to 5,000 years. Then I'm going to be alive. I think you kind of forget.
You better hope that time travel machine's coming up real quick.
It is coming up real quick. Think about it, honestly. We already have... The scientists have developed a machine to go on the heart and keep it pumping forever. And they just found out that there's a way to possibly cure Alzheimer's, which, if you don't know what Alzheimer's is, basically, you lose your memory when you get old. And, like, it's one of the saddest things ever because people can't even function. And, like, a lot of people end up getting put in elderly homes, or like
they don't remember their family.
Yeah, and then they pull the cord or something because like there's literally, it gets to a point where there's no point in them living their life sometimes. But I mean, who am I to say that? I don't know. I've never had Alzheimer's, so like, but in my view, I wouldn't want to live my life without being able to remember even like what happened the last 2 minutes.
Exactly.
That's not fun to me. But they kind of found a way that could possibly like change that. And if you mix that with the heart and everything else, we're getting to a point where we could just switch our bodies into robots, basically. Whenever things go down, and then as long as we can keep the brain going, and have our thoughts, the rest is just organs, learning how to make artificial organs. And once you create that, then you shut out human trafficking. All the organ donors, like, it becomes so much easier.
Yeah, but then you also are going to have to start dealing with overpopulation.
Why? Yeah, you think that...
What, you going to put everyone on a server?
So you think that...
Bring that VR chat thing, that can be legit, actually?
Well, there's so much land that isn't actually used. And I'm not saying that we're going to be able to live forever, but at least a lot longer.
I know, but I'm just...
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if our lifespan, we get jumped over to, like, maybe a 200, 300-year lifespan. Because think, back then, they were only living to, like, 20, 30 years. Back in the way old times. I don't know the exact statistic on that, so I don't want to say, like...
Back in the day.
I don't want to say, like, the 80s and be like, they only lived...
It wasn't the 80s.
Yeah, I know it wasn't the 80s, but you know what I'm saying. I don't want to say something dumb and then, like...
It'd be dumb.
It was way back then, like, Jesus' time, people did not live that long. They're like, you were lucky to live old. And so, where we're at now, we think, like, 60, 70, 80 is old, but that was double what they were living. Triple, sometimes 4 times. So, like, I think in a couple years, we'll look at 70 as young. Like, I think with all the medical enhancements and stuff. And
when
like,
I start seeing 70-year-olds do backflips on trampolines, I'll believe it.
No, thank you. Like, I'll be a granddad jumping in some mech suit, and I'll be able to, like, fly across.
Like in, what was that? Spy Kids, when the dad, the grandpa on the moon.
When he's super badass.
When he's got his legs back and he started.
Like, I seriously think technology is going to do so much for us medically and, like, enhance everything. But I think it's also going to be an expensive thing at first.
And it's also going to be very dangerous because, along with that, you get the advancements in war, the war machine.
Well, plus, like, think about it now, dictatorships, they can live forever. As soon as a power is there, they won't die. But, I mean, people can still die from death. It's not like them learning how to preserve the body is going to keep them immortal.
But see, like, I'm not sure if I'd want to live as, like, just some robot, some computer.
Well, you're not just some computer. You're still your thoughts.
Yeah, but, like, I would want to, like, I still want to be able to have feeling, like, touch, like, have all of, like, being human is. Otherwise, then you are just a robot.
I don't want to technically be thrown into a robot. I want to have robots' parts thrown into me. Like, I want a cyborg eye. I want a robot heart so that I live longer. Like, I want to live 150 to 200 years. I don't want to live forever, Like, I just want to live longer. I don't want to be put into some robot that's fully robot. I mean, unless, like, of course I can still maintain a human sense. Because you don't know how far technology is going to go.
Yeah, but then, see, that goes into the part where, like, you're getting to where robots, how they say they don't have feeling, they don't know love, they don't know this, they don't know that. Like, you're starting to lose a lot of your humanity.
But you're putting your thoughts in there. I'm saying they literally moved your brain into a robot. So you're keeping all your thoughts, your feelings.
Yeah, I get that.
Because it's not your heart that gets your feelings, even though that's like. But
do you think that'd be like start causing a lot of depression? Because like a lot of people who
I think it will do the exact opposite.
But see, like people who are like paralyzed or something like that, like and have those prosthetics, or maybe not prosthetics, but have assistance where they can walk through machines that they have, they still can't feel. They still don't have that human like.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think we're that far with technology. Like, if you look at a prosthetic and stuff, it's still not like... It's not like they throw a prosthetic leg on and they're doing full sprints again. Yeah. We're not at that. And mine's not even saying 100% fixing people without arms and stuff. It's like... It's if you have back pain or, like... Say you weren't the healthiest person ever or something and they could replace, like, I'm saying more organs and your eyes. I have bad eyesight. They have laser eye fixing stuff. They literally shoot a laser in your eye. And you have better vision. Like, that's insane. Now, imagine if they could put, like, a cyborg eye where I have better vision than most people now. Like, you're talking about, I'm going from, like...
Like, you're going, like, some Google Glass stuff in your eye.
Yeah.
Like, you can start Google searching.
Like, yeah, like, I can Google search or I can, like see something maybe...
Telepathy?
Yeah, like a mile away, binoculars, stuff like that. Just, like, I want crazy stuff in my eyes.
Like night vision eye?
Yeah, it's like, dude, if you've worn glasses or you've worn contacts, you already know what it feels like to, like, have to sit there and bother with your vision to make it look better. Glasses are an amazing thing, dude. You literally don't see anything, and now you see everything. And so if they could do that...
So you're saying, like, glasses are life-changing?
They are, and so if I could put a better cyborg eye in, I'd be a completely different...
You have to think about, like, stuff like medical advances like that when they found out, like, you know, glasses could help you.
Dude, I'm super interested on how they found that out.
Like what? Someone put a wine bottle up their head? Yep, that's about right.
Yeah, no, like, and you gotta think, if the person was really blind, like, how'd they even figure it out? Because they can't see anything. You think they just put something up to their face and saw? I mean, they might have gone into the science of it, though.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, even back, like, Western times, like, them creating, or even before that, Civil War, like, how are they starting to create muskets and stuff like that? Like, who thinks of that
Like,
stuff?
the first initial thought?
Exactly, like...
It's just random. Like, somebody's like, hey, I want to shoot this ball out of a wood piece of, like just a...
wood and metal,
like wood, metal, all this stuff. I'm going to put it together and just shoot explosions at this person.
Exactly, but how'd they think about, okay, that's what boggles my mind is...
Well, I think it all leads, though, because, like, you can look at it, like... So, like, the knife, it's related to the sword. Like, I'm sure the knife came before the sword. And then the sword, I think, went into the axes and all that. Like, but it probably started as just a blade. And, like, maybe even just a spear. The spear was probably first.
Yeah, but see, how did someone think of that? Like, you know, okay, this is a sharp object, put it on a stake. How'd they get to the point where they could get metal? Because it was all stone before. Stone is naturally there. There's no natural place.
Metal's natural.
I know it's natural, but not like... The ore's natural. You have to smelt it and, you know, get it to its liquid form to then harden to the...
Well, I'm sure somebody saw it and was like, man, this is a lot harder than stone.
But what makes it... Why wouldn't they freeze it? Huh? Why would they melt it? Why wouldn't they bash it?
I bet they tried it.
I know, but I'm just thinking, like...
They probably did a bunch of stuff.
Like, my thing is, like, you know, computer chips, like, or, like, little, like, chips like that, motherboards and stuff. How did someone put all of that together in the right formation to get a computer to work? That stuff's crazy to me.
I will say, computers, I think electronics are insane to me, because I feel like a lot of people that even mess with the electronics, they kind of skip over a lot of stuff. Because I don't think the whole idea... that we were all on different computers on one server, playing in different locations, all getting the exact same feedback and stuff.
View, yeah.
Like, because you got to think, you're at home. Everybody, we're talking about maybe 5 to 6 people all at their house on computers that are ran by electricity. And what is electricity? It's electrons and all this stuff, and then. Though, even just my hard drive, dude, I can't even explain how my hard drive works. Like, it's memory, but, like, what is memory itself? Like, well, how did they find the gigabyte?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
how was the gigabyte created?
Why and how did they think of it?
Like, now you got me tripped out, because I wasn't thinking about it, but now I'm thinking about it.
See, like, that's some serious questions, and I want to know the answers. That's why I'd go back to the past. I don't know the day when the computer got created. But I'm gonna go back there and figure it out.
But think about this: if I went to the future, say I went like 500 years forward, I could look back at how they created this computer, and I'm sure the way they explain it will be so simple compared to the computers they have now.
Yeah, but see, I want to know the origins of something.
Yeah, but that you'd be able to find the origins.
But see, why? But I think you're also thinking just one trip.
So you're saying like an unlimited trip, like. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I had
obviously, like, you know, unlimited trips...
It's not where I would go first, though.
See, for me, the first thing I would do, I would go back, I would start finding the origins of things. Like, for me, I want to know, like, where, like, my family lineage goes. Like, I know they have Ancestry.com, but I want to know. I want to go back, and back, and back, and back, and back, and back.
I don't know. I think another issue is, though, like, how do you track that down? Cause, like,
exactly. See, that's the hard
Because you can go back, but, like, honestly, if you don't know where the family is, where they live and stuff, you're not gonna be able to trace it.
Exactly. But what type of I think we're thinking very rudimentary, basic time travel. Why can't we have time travel where, instead of just putting in a day and the date, why don't we put in the person?
So you want to be able to follow that person around.
Kind of. So let's say you were trying to follow when your dad was a kid, right? Let's say you just put in his name and his when a year when he was living.
So you're thinking more of a computer system that
kind
can file through the past.
Kind of, but not even file through the past. Okay, you put in this person's name. Okay, we have ledgers of names that go all the way back, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we get a ledger of that?
But how are you going to be able to know the names? Because,
maybe you could use DNA instead. Hair or blood or, skin. I know it's very, very, difficult to say that.
And DNA gets to a point where it is so similar. Because if we all do root from the same, then it would be 100% match at some point.
Yeah, so, then you would have to go back to that rudimentary part of going back to the dates. I'd definitely go back to see if Jesus was, the real deal.
The real deal.
The real deal.
I don't know.
Because there's a lot of, skepticism around it. And,
there's a lot of skepticism about any religion, though.
Yeah, but, how cool it'd be to go back and you see Jesus? Or even if Jesus, let's just say Jesus wasn't a thing. And, the Hindu versions or the Mayan versions or, the Roman where there's a lot of gods, right? What if you go back and, you see that and there's actually those gods, you see, Zeus throwing down lightning bolts or something.
We can't prove that it didn't happen.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. What if you go back and find out? That is something that would be beyond me. I would definitely go back and see, those great sieges of, Rome and stuff like that.
If there was such thing as dinosaurs, yeah, I mean, I don't think people understand the extent of how crazy a dinosaur really is.
Oh, yeah.
A T-Rex, it's bigger than this house that we are in.
A two-story building.
A two-story building. It's bigger than that by a lot. We're minuscule towards it. And so those are huge. The idea of having, Zeus or something honestly doesn't sound that crazy. It's a possibility.
And you have to think that if someone's saying, oh, dinosaurs are real, Jesus? Zeus and them, they were supposed to be big. 8 feet tall, or if not bigger. Jesus was average. He was just a normal dude.
Yeah, he looked normal.
Exactly. So, I'm sure it'd be hard to go nitpicking through that. But
I mean, I'm sure you'd have a rough time finding Jesus.
Exactly.
Unless he was, a popular person.
Exactly, which assuming he would be back
in
that time,
if the legends are true.
Exactly. So what if you went back and just saw that? That's why I think going back would be the coolest thing ever. And my biggest thing is I would definitely go back and assuming that, let's say you go back and you couldn't die, or even if you could die, you could kind of watch. I'd go back and watch those great battles, the Civil War and the siege on Troy, in medieval times. And I would go back to see the Vikings and Norse religions, and I would definitely want to go back and see Pangea, the original, so-called original tectonic plates, everything's connected, sing Kumbaya. I want to go back, see that, skip forward a few 100,000 years, see it start splitting. See, then, you could literally, plate tectonics, true.
So you're more doing it to prove what's being said now.
Exactly.
I'd be doing it to be proving what we think is going to happen. I'm more curious about what is going to happen, not what is happening right now.
Exactly. I think that's good because I think there's a lot of people that would do both. If you let's assume
if we gave the option to everybody,
assuming at birth, in Pokemon, how it is, you get a Pokemon. At birth, you get a time travel. You get your own little time traveling machine, and you can choose forward or backwards.
But you only choose one.
Exactly.
So,
but see, then what if you had homies that or friends? Oh, I chose the forward one.
Well, what if the concept you can only go forward, you can't go back. You can only go back, but you can't go forward. So if you rewind time, you can't go back forward.
You could only go back to your present state.
Yeah.
Or go back.
No, we should take that out, dude. You can't even go back to the present. So if you rewind time,
you're stuck.
You're redoing it. You got to restart this. So if you rewind back to when you were a baby, You're living in the life when you were a baby.
So what if you go back before you were born?
Then you're living the life before you were born.
Oh, I'm
That'd
saying.
be insane. But could you imagine that? And then if you fast forward, say you jump like 20 years, your parent dies or something.
But see, what if you fast forward?
And you're alone.
I think it'd be safer than to go back.
It would.
What if you fast forward too far and there's nothing left?
Yeah, so
and there's nothing left, and you fast forward and you're in space dead.
You can mess up too and jump like 1 year, and you like in that year you could have found out that you died, and so like you could wind up at your funeral. You could literally time travel to your funeral. All right, I guess that does make sense a little here, but I mean the time travel is super confusing. Sadly, that's all we have for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That was our podcast here. You want to say bye?
Later, nerds.
Later, nerds. Keep in tune. We'll try to get another video out to you guys, or podcast, I guess. I don't know if this is going to have a video over it, but we'll figure it out. All right? We got a cool changing light, and that was pretty much the thing driving us right here. So,
True, very true.
Only thing driving us right now is this light. But we'll catch you guys on the next one. Let's exit out with the exit music.
You on fire, you a star just like Mariah. Man, this feel incredible. I'll turn you to a bride. You're mine.